Someone said I had cold sore in the last video. I don't see any cold sores. And that was yesterday. What's going on YouTube? What's cracking? If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing on this channel, man? Hit subscribe and then I'll let you watch the rest of the video. Until you're subscribed, I'm just gonna wait. Thanks for subscribing, I really appreciate that. And while you're at it, might as well give this video a thumbs up and we'll get it to 200 thumbs up just like we did in the last video. Thank you guys so much, I really appreciate that. I check the thumbs up, I check the comments, I check everything. YouTube is my heartbeat. I love YouTube. It's so enjoyable to be able to creatively express myself through the medium of film. I believe that if our parents grew up with video cameras, I think a lot more of them would be filming videos these days, but the truth of the matter is a lot of our parents just grew up with cameras, if that. Back in 1990, back in 1980, there were no video cameras that you could just go out and buy really easily and fit in your pocket. They were all like big size suckers with VHSs and they were a big deal, man. And I think perhaps one of the reasons I'm into filmmaking these days is because my parents, they did buy a VHS videotape machine back in the day. So I do have a lot of home videos of myself as a child, and I really appreciate being able to look back on those and just see like, wow, man, my parents actually captured these moments on camera. Like, this is amazing. And they went through all the editing and having to trim it all, and man, it was a pretty big deal back then to have movie players. But before movie players, there was cameras. Before cameras, there was freaking like paintings, I guess. Yeah, paintings. And before paintings, there was just like cave art. You know, cave art from the Homo sapien days, or not Homo sapien days, or whatever, the Neanderthals or whatever. You know, so technology is always changing. But back when there was cave art drawings on the walls, just like, you know, cavemen drawing sketches into the rock walls. No one back then was thinking like, oh, I was born to be a filmmaker, you know? And nowadays, in 2016, there's some kids being born, and they're like, or I guess not born in 2016 thinking they're gonna be a filmmaker, but kids perhaps born in the year 2008 or something, they're now like 8 years old and they're thinking like, yeah, I was born to be a filmmaker, all I wanted to make a film, and that's amazing. So, our vantage point, the things that are available to us, it's always changing. Things are always changing. What's available to you now probably wasn't available to you 10 years ago. What's available to you now is probably going to be nothing compared to what's available to you 20 years from now. So your vantage point's always going to be changing. Your desires are always going to be changing. You may think papaya is your favorite fruit. You may think papaya is the best fruit. You think it's the favorite fruit. It's all you want to do is just live on papaya. And then, out of nowhere, you're gonna try a coconut for the first time and think, oh my god, coconuts, oh, these are the bomb.com and coconuts. This is what's up. And then, out of nowhere, you travel to Thailand for some reason. And you get some dragon fruit. And you're like, no man, forget the cocos, forget the papayas. Those are good and all, sure, I can live on those. I love them to death. But dragon fruit, they've just got my heart. So your desires are always changing based on the day, based on the weather, based on what relationships you're in, based on your fitness level, based on how much sleep you've got, based on what year it is in history. Like, your vantage point and your desires are always changing. So be okay with that. Don't think that just because you said you wanted to go to college 3 years ago means that you've got to finish your 4th year. You can drop out if you want. If it's your desire to drop out, go ahead and drop out. And just because you said that you'd be married to so-and-so until death do you part, doesn't mean you actually need to die with that person miserably. You don't need to stick with that person until death do you part. You don't need to if you don't want to. But at one point in time, sure, you could have said, oh, you're the only person I need in my life. I just want to be with you for the rest of my life. That could have been your desire 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 months ago. It doesn't matter, but just appreciate and honor and respect the fact that your desires are always changing. So be loose, be flexible, be agile. I may say I want to make YouTube videos now. I may say I want to make documentaries and short films and beautiful films now at age 26. But when I'm 30, I might not want to do that. So when I was 19 years old, I did get into triathlon. I was hardcore. I bought my bike, I got the goggles, I got a coach, I just ran, got on Strava Premium, all these things. And I just trained all the time. I won some races, I won some money, I raced elite in Thailand. And I was like, dude, triathlon's my life, it's all I want to do. All I want to do is swim, bike, run. And then I got a few injuries and a few injuries and a few injuries, and I realized that I really want to make film. And I'm like, well, I can't be making film if I'm just training all the time and I keep getting injured like this. I can't train if I'm getting injured, and I can't make film if I'm doing triathlon. So I'm like, dude, just screw triathlon. I don't even want to do it as much as I want to make film. Like, yeah, I want to do triathlon, but not as much as I want to do film. And then so I just started focusing more on film and less on triathlon. And then I realized that, you know what, I don't want to do triathlon. It's okay. Like at one point in my life I did, but now I don't. And there's many reasons why I don't want to do triathlon anymore, but a big reason was, yeah, I just kept getting injured. That sucked. Another reason was because I just don't like to compete. I don't like to beat people, and I don't like to have to, in order for me to win, in order for me to succeed in triathlon, other people have to lose. Like, in order for me to come first, other people can't come first. It's a finite amount of first places, and there's only one. You know, there's only 3 spots on the podium. And people would travel from all over the world to go to these races. And I might have a good day, they might have a bad day, I'll get on the podium. They don't get on the podium, and it's like they travel all this way and they don't even get on the podium. They don't get any money for all their travels, they don't get any reward for their efforts or whatever. And the people that come 8th and 10th and 20th and 100th place, no one even knows who these people are. They don't get any like attention on them. And it's like, in order for someone to win in triathlon, other people have to lose. And I just don't like competition. And I know it may sound silly to you people, but to you people, to most people, but I just don't want to beat people. And losing's not fun either. Granted, losing's not fun either. I didn't lose too much in triathlon, that's for sure. But I would rather cooperate than compete. That's the alternative. There is an alternative competition. It's called cooperation. And you can play sports, you can play games without anyone having to lose. For sure, competition can be fun, and people may think it brings out the best in you, whatever. But cooperation, man. My fastest 5Ks, my fastest 5K runs ever on the track were with friends pacing me. Yeah. So what brings out the best in me is cooperation. When I'm building certain things, I'd rather not compete with people. I'd rather cooperate and build beautiful things together rather than compete and strip resources from one another just to see how far we can get without each other. That's just crazy. So anyways, where am I going with this? Well, I want to say that your desires are always changing. So be okay with what you like now, and if that happens to change in a few months, then let it change. Just go with the flow. Always pick the most exciting choice. The best choice to make in life is the most exciting one. You always know what's most exciting. If you get the choice between all these fruits, you got bananas, papayas, dragon fruit, coconuts, which one do you want right now? Boom, quick, which one do you want? Personally, coconuts. I'll take a coconut. I'll take a coconut. That's what I just had before this video. Just most exciting. A few hours from now it might be bananas. Tomorrow might be papayas. Next day it might be some oranges. My desires are always changing. You know, there's 4 laws of creation. Let's get into the 4 laws of creation here. I got these from my guru, my mentor, my teacher, Bashar. So the 4 laws of creation go something like this. Number 1. Law number 1. You exist. You exist, and in some form you always will. You're eternal. You exist. That's law number 1. You can't change that. You exist. Law number 2. What you put out is what you get back. What you put in is what you get out. Law number 2, baby. What you put out is what you get back. You put out good energy, you're gonna get back good energy. You put out shit energy, you're gonna get back shit energy. You put out inspiring content, you're gonna feel inspired back. You do something really, really nice for someone, you're gonna feel really, really nice. So what you put out is what you get back. That's law number 2. Law number 3 is that we are all one. We are all connected. We all came from the same place, and we're all going to the same place. We are all one. We are all connected. How you treat someone is really how you're treating yourself. How you judge someone is really how you judge yourself. When you compliment someone, you're really complimenting yourself. When you think someone looks beautiful, you really think yourself looks beautiful. When you think you look hideous, man, that affects everyone around you. What you do to one person really affects everyone. We live in like this cobweb. We live in this ocean. You know, you affect one drop of the ocean, you affect the entire ocean. So, we are all one. That's law number 3. Law number 4 is that everything changes. Everything changes, except for the first 3 laws. So your desires are always changing. Nature is always changing. The weather is always changing. Your relationships are always changing. Your awareness is always changing. Technology is always changing. These things don't stand still. They're not stagnant. They're always changing, always moving. Always moving, all right? So everything changes except for the first 3 laws. Those are the 4 laws of creation. Simple, powerful, profound. When you understand those 3 laws, when you understand that you exist, when you understand that what you put out is what you get back, when you understand that we are all one and how you treat someone is how you treat everyone, and that everything is changing, you go about life with a bit more awareness. So I just want to make these videos, help you guys understand that if you want something in life, go for it. If you don't know how you're going to get it, fine. That's the way it ought to be. If you knew how the book was going to end, you'd never read it. Alright, so when you tell your parents, Mom, Dad, I want to go do X, Y, and Z, and they think, Tommy, or Jesse, or Susie, how are you going to do X, Y, and Z? That's what they want to know, how. Parents ask you how. They ask you the one question that you can't answer. You don't know how. You don't know how. And that's why you're so freaking inspired. That's the mystery of life. You don't know how it's going to turn out, man. If you're born at age 0 and then by age 6 someone's like, you know what's going to happen in your life? Boom, 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 in this order, on these dates, etc. Life would be so boring. You'd know how it's all going to turn out. So what makes life exciting is the unknown. It really is the unknown. And the truth is, you get to create the unknown. You get to fill that unknown void with your imagination. So there's all this unknown out there. There's all pure potential. You get to fill that potential with your imagination. So whatever you can imagine for yourself, whatever you can imagine for your life, you can experience that in physical reality. I'm experiencing Thailand. I'm experiencing my own minimalist apartment right now. That was a complete pipe dream, bro. Complete pipe dream. I didn't know how I was going to get to Thailand. I didn't know how I was going to minimize all my stuff to get less down to 100 things, let alone get down to under 25 things. I didn't know how I was going to put out an ebook. I didn't know how I was going to, race elite and triathlon. I was just like any other triathlete just starting out, complete noob. Sucked at running, sucked at swimming, sucked at cycling. Then I got pretty good at each of them because I was really, really excited. And I didn't know how I was going to get good. I just kept doing it over and over and over again and listening to the pros and taking advice and just working smarter, not harder. So whatever you want for yourself, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it, just go for it, man. Just go for it. And realize that if you go for it now in 4 years, you don't want to do it anymore, you don't need to keep doing it just because you said you wanted to do it. Things change. If I say I'm fruitarian now, in a few years I might not want to be fruitarian. I'm not going to put a stake in the ground and say, you know, I'm going to be fruitarian for the rest of my freaking life. But at the moment, truly, I'm partially dedicating my life to it. I'm promoting it on YouTube. I'm just keeping it 100% raw vegan no matter where I go. I just want to hold the torch, But in the future, I might want to pass on the torch. Who knows? Or I might go to my deathbed holding the torch strong. I don't know. I don't want to count anything out. I don't want to rule anything out because things are always changing. But the fact is, I feel amazing on the raw vegan diet now. And someone asked me the other day, they said, Ted, would you think you'd ever eat cooked food in the future? And I'm like, I'm not even thinking like that. Instead, I'm thinking in the future, I want to eat way better fruit. The thing that's going to change is not me going back to cooked food, I don't reckon. The thing that's going to change is me eating higher quality fruit, higher vibrational fruit, more local, more organic, more sweet, more nutrient dense fruit. So anyways, guys, that's it. The things you want now, the things you say you want now, the actions that you're performing now that are reflecting your desires, they might change in the future. You gotta be okay with that. Law number 4 of creation, everything changes, all right? So that's it, guys. Hope you got something from this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I got lots more videos to come. Peace out.